On the gridiron or courtside, you know what time it is. It's
Sports plus life. Sports plus life.
ringside or front court or field pass. We ballin' no. Knuckle up or buckle up. I tell it like it is when I'm on my show. Home run, slam dunk, knockout, or got some dough.
Sports plus life.
Yeah.
Sports plus life.
Ah.
Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's really good? It's your boy Brandon Brevon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life. You feel me? Oh my goodness, special episode today. You know what's going down. So guess what? Guess what? Turn it off, turn it off, turn it all the way off now. Yeah, how is everybody doing today? Oh my goodness. I'm going to jump right into it. Today is Sunday, July 3rd, 2022. Now, normally I don't do episodes on Sunday, even though it's a good possible chance that depending on how fast my computer uploads this to YouTube, that you guys might not hear this until Monday. But for the sole purpose, the reason why I'm doing this today is because I will be busy DJing at Pocahontas Park tomorrow. But please allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Brandon Brevon Towns, and this here is Sports Plus Life, that there sports podcast where we talk about all of the necessary topics in sports and all of the necessary topics in life. And I'm going to tell y'all today, on July 3rd, this has the potential to be the best episode ever. I'm being real with you. Every time I want to say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and take a week off, like I said on last Monday, the dog days of summer. You know, it's the dog days of summer. So, you know, not a lot of sports going on unless you're an avid baseball fan, even though there was UFC last night and the Big Three is kicked off. I do actually watch the Big Three. But, it was so much stuff happening this week in sports as well as in life. It's like, yo, I got to do it. I have to do it today because tomorrow, as I said, I'm going to be DJing my boss's company. They're having a company picnic, and the first one that we've done since 2019 because of COVID, of course. And me and the legendary DJ Amp will be DJing that tomorrow and at Pocahontas Park, and we will be there all day. So I wanted to get this done today. You feel me? And shout outs to everybody. I send my love to everybody, my black and gold fan, my fam in general. Yo, your boy done reached 1,000 subscribers, man. I'm telling you, that's crazy. So shout out to everybody who has subscribed to my YouTube page, who's digging the DJ Brave Easy mixes. I just did one. I just put one out on Friday night into the wee hours of Saturday morning, DMX. And it's crazy. It's just crazy because a month ago I was at 155 subscribers. I'm just being real. I was at 155 subscribers. Now over 1,000. And I'm not doing anything different. I've been doing this podcast for 3.5 years now. I've been putting playlists on YouTube for a couple of years now. It's just now people are starting to pay attention, and I am grateful. I thank you. Let's just keep this momentum going. But at the same time, like I said, I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary as far as my weekly schedule. Doing the show today, I've already explained why. But yes, one thing I will say, I wish everybody a happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. My one word of advice, I will say this again at the end of the show as well, let's make smart life decisions. You know, everybody knows the 4th of July is a cookout day. Also, my cousin Keith's birthday, shout out, happy birthday to you, little cousin. His birthday is tomorrow. That's my guy right there. But we all know that's a cookout day. That's kind of a turn-up day. Mostly everybody is off from work. So let's just make smart life choices. If you follow what I'm saying, let's just make sure that when we wake up on July 5th, that we are at a place where we can leave freely. You follow me? Okay. So before we get to the sports topic, I'm gonna address something that I should have addressed last week. It's in regards to the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe versus Wade, which now some states are making abortion illegal around the country. And to be honest with you, I think that is absolutely disgusting. I think that if I was a woman, I would feel like a second class citizen. And now I'm not sitting here saying that I'm pro killing babies. No, I have 2 kids of my own, but I am definitely pro choice. And the bottom line is for the country to actually think that for anybody to think that you have a right to tell a woman what they can do with her body, what she can do with her body is absolutely ridiculous. Like, who the hell do some people think they are? Like, I think that that is so crazy. And now you have some of these states that have already banned immediately, like Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Alabama. You get the trend here. Arizona, Utah. You get the trend here, but then you have some states that are legal and that are likely to be protected. California, New York, Massachusetts, Nevada, Oregon, the state of Washington, New Mexico, Colorado. And then you have states where it's legal for now. That's just legal for now. Virginia's one of them. North Carolina, Montana, Kansas. You know, and so it's like this is crazy because I'm a man and I'm insulted. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm a man and I'm insulted because I don't give a damn what the circumstance is. Nobody has the right to tell a woman what they can and cannot do with their body. So, okay, so I understand. So if you get pregnant and you're in a certain state and you choose that you don't want to keep it, you're gonna now be forced to if you live in a certain state, or what? Or even worse, what if a woman is raped and gets pregnant from rape, and now a woman who already in the action of rape doesn't feel like they have control of their own body, now once that horrible, terrible situation happens, now you're gonna have a state that can tell you no. It doesn't matter if you were raped or not. You still have to go through with said pregnancy. Man, that is nonsense. That is nonsense to the highest degree. And the people who have enforced this, who have overturned this, should be ashamed of themselves. I'm being dead serious. They should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. That is civil rights, civil liberties are disappearing by the bit in this country. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is getting trickier by the day. Now, I've been on here, and I won't apologize for saying this. When people say, I wish America would live up to its creed or whatever, well, I've said this. America is actually, because this is a country that when these constitutional rules were written, they were written for one set of people, one group of people. That's it. And that group of people didn't even include women. Okay? So unfortunately, we're getting what we asked for centuries ago. And you would like to think that in 2022 that we will have evolved and have made so many steps in the right direction as a country. But man, does it feel like we have taken so many steps backwards. And I think this is a slap in the face to women across the nation, basically being told that you are second-class citizens, that in some states, and that in a state like Arizona or Texas, you no longer have control over your body. Man, I could make jokes about this, but I don't know if I should touch this one. You know, because I make a joke about everything, and some things I'm like, but I honestly think that that's gross. And in the midst of my rant, I need the perspective of this situation from a woman. So there was no one better that I could think of to give a wonderful, intelligent answer than my very own beautiful Aunt Lisa. What's up?
Hey.
All right, this is your first time on the show. I'll just jump right into it. The decision in regards to the abortion, how this is being handled by the Supreme Court. As a woman, how do you feel about this situation?
So I really felt that on that day, it was a dark day in women's health care and personal health care in general. My personal feeling is I am a a pro-choice advocate, but I choose life. That is my mantra. And I feel that a woman's body and the choices that she has to make about her body and anything growing in, on, around her body should be her choice. And if applicable, her choice along with her partner, but not the government's choice. And I think people don't recognize that this goes far beyond just an abortion. A 10-year-old girl who has been incestually raped must bear her baby in certain states. Women who have money and have means will always have access to safe abortions. Women who don't have means, and by and large, women of color, will not. And so we're going to go back to seeing backroom abortions and people dying from that.
Right.
And so all of those things make it hard. People who suffer with infertility, it is going to affect in vitro fertilization. So there are a lot of things that you go, oh, okay, yeah, I'm all for this, until you hear all the things that happen. And even people who would still be for that leave a myriad of people who need a myriad of choices out. And so that's the biggest problem that I have with this.
As I said this earlier before we got on the line, I'm not even a woman, and I'm offended by that. Because like you said, in certain states, like say in South Carolina now, it's illegal. So if a awful situation in South Carolina happens, now this female has to travel, X amount of miles up north to have that procedure done. And I think, and as a woman, doesn't it make you feel like a second-class citizen?
Very much so. And to me, this is the mindset that a certain set of Americans want us to have, that you as a woman are second-class citizens. And I don't fault any woman who chooses life and wants to choose life. That is fine. I don't fault any woman who has to make the choice, because the choice to have an abortion is not easy. It is difficult. I have held hands with people who have done that. And that's gut-wrenching to have to make that choice. And so I don't think people ever go into it lightly. But if this was all about the children, which is what they keep saying, it's about the children, then, they would care for it. It's a zygote when it first enters your body. It is a cell. It is an embryo. It isn't life at that point. And, okay, after a certain number of weeks, I would say no, because it is really a formed life. That's my opinion. Anybody else can have the opinion that they want. But they don't care. Once that baby comes out, everybody walks away. Nobody's saying, how's that baby going to be clothed, fed, housed, educated? Are the parents, do they have the wherewithal mentally, physically, financially to care for a child?
Right.
They only care about getting that child
in the world.
Here. And if it was about the child, we would make sure that there was good health care for children. We would make sure available to all children, not just good health care available to those who can afford it. Because it's tiered in this world. We would make sure that there was good education. There was feeding programs. And people say, well, there's that, there's this, there's that. There are so many restrictions on all of that and the ability to do that. And watching kids who live below the poverty level here in Richmond, where the poverty level is somewhere around 42, 46%.
That's crazy.
And you're bringing more children into that, which is only going to exacerbate that cycle of poverty. So we're not doing anything to help the children. Nothing. Okay, take a deep breath.
No, because I feel it. Like now with that answer that you just gave me, and I feel it. Now I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay.
Why in the world didn't you go into politics?
Because I am probably in our family the most apolitical person, and I worked for a politician. But the truth is that that's a fight that I don't know that I constantly have within me. I do believe that I can make my voice be heard through organizations that I support and through things that I volunteer with, but no, I'm not the right person, because I would get tripped up in a debate. I would be good for the first 5 minutes, and then they would say something.
Then you would start hand clapping. Now look, I told you what. No, I'm just playing.
I'd be like, I said what I said. I don't need to keep repeating it.
Right. Run the tape back.
I would be a deer in the headlights after a certain point.
I mean, so what message would you give out to the general public of females who really feel some type of way? And to me, I couldn't see how no female could feel any type of way about this action that the Supreme Court just did. What message would you send out to just the general population of women?
So I have a message for the general population of women, and then I have a message for the general population.
All right, let's hear it.
The general population of women, whether you believe in pro-choice or whether you believe in pro-life, you need to believe in strength and support for women, and recognize that not every woman is at the same level and the same ability. So in addition to being able to give them their choice, fight to give them the things that they need: education, health, better housing, fight for jobs, equal pay. It doesn't just stop with that. It is everything that impacts women, because, next they're coming after birth control. Next they're coming after gay rights marriage. And if you support a woman who had an abortion, fight for it. Fight for her to be able to have that right. If you support a gay couple, fight for them to be able to have that right. If you don't want to have any more children, you better be able to fight for birth control.
Right. Right.
If that comes and men can still get vasectomies, I saw something the other day that said, if life begins at conception, so shouldn't child support. And so, you have to think about those things.
Yeah.
And we have to make it so that this world brings some equity and parity. If we are the home of the free, the land of the brave, or whichever way it goes, the land of the brave.
Land of the free, home of the brave, something like that.
And it's not either one. And women have to be really brave. We have got to be really brave and be out there and fight for what is right for us in our rights, because this is just the beginning of an erosion of rights for women. Now, for the general population, which includes men, support women and their ability to be strong, healthy, able to go out and do what they need. All of you start young and be consistent with a message of you can have choices, and you don't have to have the choice to be sexually active early. You should, if you find that is where you're going, make sure those choices include safe coverage and don't just make it the woman's job. Mm-hmm. If you are out there as a man and there's a woman, hold her hand, support her, walk out there with them for that right. And make sure that you are looking at equity and parity in all aspects of your life, because this one thing becomes the avalanche of many other things that will come along, potentially taking a lot of rights away. Especially if you listen to Justice Clarence Thomas.
Oh.
If you listen to him, there's a lot of things he wants to take the rights away and turn back. And why are we turning back? We're supposed to be the best country in the world. We have some of the worst statistics around all of those subjects.
You speaking when I be talking.
So
I said this.
We need to be more. We definitely need to be more unified.
I said this before we got on the line. I said life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is getting trickier by the day.
Oh, and my last thing. For people who say, I don't vote because I don't ever get what I want. No, you don't, and you won't. And for those of you who vote in a presidential election and then don't vote in a midterm, or a gubernatorial election and then don't vote in a midterm, you are not helping the person that you felt like you needed to get in office. And I can hearken way back to when Obama went in, and people say, well, now he ain't getting anything done. I ain't voting. I'm not voting anymore. And you didn't vote in the midterm election to put in a strong House and Senate to support his legislation.
You are pointing your finger right at me, and I will confess. Go ahead,
All right, well,
tell
then
me
I
off.
need you to know that at the next gubernatorial election, you need to get out there. You need to vote to make sure you get a person who has your best interest, your daughter's best interest, your son's best interest in mind. And then at the midterm elections, when they vote half of the House, half of the Senate, you need to be out there and vote to make sure you're putting in people who support the party and the agenda that you believe in. That's what happens. And when we get complacent and don't vote, we get what we get.
Boy, did I pick the right person to discuss this with. Yep, boy, let me give myself a pat on the back for that one.
Well, you know I don't back down.
I know you don't. That's why I called you. That's why I let you know. That's why I wanted you on here. And trust me, and you can be on here anytime you want if you want to spit the knowledge and shit, because this is go to my listeners. To my listeners, and again, I've reached over 1,000 subscribers. To my listeners, she just gave you gold. She gave you gold wrapped up in diamonds. Okay?
And listen, I don't expect everybody to ascribe to what I say or believe in or follow what I say. And all I say is that if you want to have a discourse with me or anyone else about it, do it in an intelligent, polite manner. We can disagree without being disagreeable.
There you go. That's powerful. That's we can agree to disagree, but not I got you. Woo.
Just don't do it disagreeably.
Right. And in layman terms, you ain't gotta act ignorant.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly.
You ain't gotta act ignorant, you know. You ain't got to get loud and rowdy, no. Just
act like you got a God's bit of sense.
You said what?
Act like you got a God's bit of sense.
That's it.
Just a little bit.
That's it. Well, I'm not gonna keep you. Now, do you want to lay out any information on how people can get in touch with you if they want to discuss anything, or we good?
Well, I have my Facebook page is public. It's Lisa Francine Towns on Facebook. They can come at me if they want. I will be happy to discuss it with them. I'm a genial person. But if they, here's what I will say. Somebody did mention that now in Virginia we cool right now. They can take care of whatever business they need to right now. But the code word is if you can't get something done in your state and you feel like you need to go, quote unquote, camping, and you come here to go camping and you need someone to go camping with you, I will go camping with you, hold your hand, and we'll never talk about your camping trip ever.
That is Lisa Francine Towns on Facebook. Her birthday was just a couple of days ago. Happy belated birthday. And she just gave you gold. You hear that? If you need to go camping, there's somebody here that got your back. And that's very important. That is very important. And as I mentioned before we got on the line, my cousin Keith, well, this is his mom. His birthday is tomorrow, so I'm definitely going to call Cuzzo tomorrow and tell him happy birthday. Hey, thanks a bunch. And I'm going to send this to you as soon as I have it posted up.
Thank you.
All right, I love you so much.
Love you. Have fun doing your thing tomorrow.
Yeah, you know I'm DJing it up. And I'm going to let you know the rest of the show, I'm going into dumb idiot mode. I'm going back to being me.
Be you. That's the person you should always be.
All right, love you.
Love you too. Talk to you later, Brandon.
All right. Hey, man, we needed that. I ain't going to lie to you. We needed that. I mean, that was so, that was deep, because this really, when I heard this news about what the Supreme Court had done, just the absolute disregard for a woman's body. I was riding, I'm doing my shift in Amazon. I'm just thinking, who can I talk to who can just put things in such an enlightened way that, because I was mad. I really was mad about that. And I just wanted somebody's opinion who just makes sense to me, who speaks my language and to me, everybody else in the world's language. So shout out again to Aunt Lisa. You are the ish.
Damn right.
I told you guys this has the potential to be the best show ever in the history of Sports Plus Life. And that, again, that may be the most powerful message that I've had, and I've had a few people talk on here. That may have been the most powerful, but I had to address that. I had to address that. because, like I said, it bothered me. But now let's get into some sports topics, and without further ado, let's get to it. Boy, the NBA trying to be on some NFL levels when it comes to their free agency now, because not only did the free agent frenzy kick off in a big way in the National Basketball Association, that wasn't even the tip of the iceberg. And I mean, the bombshell was dropped when Kevin Durant requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. And the crazier thing is that this came after the day after Kyrie Irving decided to opt in and play for the Nets for that 1 year, $36.5 million deal that he had an option to either refuse or opt into. So the next day after Kyrie says, okay, fine, I'm going to opt in, sends out a little a tweet, see you in the fall. Now we're thinking, okay, all right, well, we should see what Brooklyn is going to be working with at least for one season. As a matter of fact, the Vegas odds before that morning, the morning of when Kevin Durant requested for a trade, the Vegas odds had the Brooklyn Nets second to win the title. They were the favorite to come out of the Eastern Conference, and then Kevin Durant drops a bombshell and says, I want out. I am done with the Brooklyn Nets, and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. This is why, bro, I couldn't be an owner. I couldn't be an owner because, like I said, I'm all for player empowerment. But Kevin Durant, this was year one of Kevin Durant's 4-year extension that he signed last year. Now, all of a sudden, you want out. And what people are saying, and I listen to my man Carcino on his YouTube channel, and I generally agree with most of the stuff that he says, but I didn't agree with this at all. You know, him and a lot of other people, a lot of sports talking heads were saying, well, if Brooklyn had have given Kyrie Irving the max extension, this wouldn't have happened. Bro, I'm putting my owner's cap on, and I said this last week, and I've said this in the past, and I'm not going to back down of it. I ain't hating on Kyrie. I'm not trying to cost Kyrie no money. But since 2019, since he has become a member of the Brooklyn Nets, he has done nothing to deserve a maximum extension of 5 years and $250 million when the dude barely plays basketball for whatever reason. He has not shown the willingness to make the sacrifice that the other players on the Brooklyn Nets roster were willing to make during COVID. Dumb New York mandate or not. And people are saying that's the reason why Kevin Durant wanted out. Okay, so you have to put your business hat on. Now, even if the Nets were still actively trying to shop Kyrie Irving, if I'm the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, and what I've heard is that Sean Marks, who a lot of people think are going to be fired, I don't. The reason why I don't think Sean Marks is going to be fired is because I believe that their owner signed off on this notion because he's probably sick of it. He has pretty much turned the organization over to 2 superstar players, and it's gotten him 1 playoff series victory in 3 years when they have been the consistent favorite, especially after they added James Harden. That deal blew up. Then you had the issue with Kyrie Irving and the COVID. We knew where that was going to go. Then you trade for a guy, Ben Simmons, who doesn't even get on the damn basketball court for you. So a lot of people think Sean Marks is going to be fired. I don't think that at all. But if I was the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, I'm serious, I would grow a pair. For God's sakes, grow a pair, because everybody was applauding the Brooklyn Nets for not bowing down to Kyrie Irving just the day before Kevin Durant asked to be traded. Everybody was applauding them and saying, see, they called Kyrie's bluff, they held their ground, and Kyrie saw that there was no suitors out there, and he wasn't going to give up $30 million to try to go play for the Lakers. Everybody was giving him a standing ovation and saying, uh-oh, the owner's about to stand up and strike back. Now people want to blame the front office and organization when Kevin Durant says, hey, I want to trade, I want out. If I'm the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, I come out public, mind you. This is what I would say publicly. I would say, okay, first of all, I've let my general manager, Sean Marks, know, don't talk to Phoenix, don't talk to Miami. These are the places that Kevin Durant wants to be traded to. I would say, listen, I'm not trading Kevin Durant.
Biatch.
So to the other 29 teams who are calling, looking, inquiring about what they could do to get Kevin Durant, there's nothing you could do to get Kevin Durant because I'm not trading him. And Kevin Durant has 2 options. Okay, these are his These are his two options.
You must be out of your goddamn
Option
mind.
number one is come on in this season. We got your best friend. He's opted in for his $36.5 million. Play this season. We never even got a chance to see Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Ben Simmons on the court. We just read up Patty Mills. We just read up Claxton. We got Joe Harris coming back. We still got Seth Curry. We have a team that I believe can win us a championship this next coming up season. And the centerpiece of that is Kevin Durant. So option one is Kevin Durant, come play this season. If it doesn't work out and you give your absolute 100% maximum effort after this season, I will trade you to wherever you want to go. And that's option one. Option two is you can keep requesting this trade. I'm not going to trade you, and you can come back and play basketball when your contract is up in 2028. You'll be about 38 years old. I really wish an owner would grow a pair of nuts and say that. Because if I'm owning the Brooklyn Nets and Kevin Durant just inked a 4-year extension last year and now all of a sudden wants out, I don't care if it's because of Kyrie Irving, Julius Irving. I don't give a fuck, bruh. You are a Brooklyn Net until your contract runs up. That's how I would carry it if I'm the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, because, I mean, good Lord. Look at all the stuff you had to go through. Nobody saw the COVID season coming in the 2019-2020 season. You weren't going to have Kevin Durant that season anyway. Okay? Then you make the trade for James Harden. Your Kevin Durant's big toe is the reason why they didn't beat the Milwaukee Bucks or whatever. But then the mandate. Then the mandate comes. Kyrie doesn't want to get vaccinated. James Harden wants out. He quits on the team. You trade him. You bring in Ben Simmons. And Ben Simmons, I ain't even going to get into that motherfucker. Okay, I'm gonna just leave that alone. But Ben Simmons never sees a basketball court. Now, with all of that stuff out the way, all of that nonsense out of the way, this coming up season, you got Kyrie, definitely for a year. Mandate's gone. You got Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons. Maybe he'll want to play basketball, but you know what? Damn Ben Simmons. You have Kyrie and KD. You have all of these shooters in place. Now you can say, what's up? Okay, we should have no excuses this season, and now KD wants out? Bro, if I'm the Nets, no, that's not sitting well with me. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. That is not sitting right with me. And they're saying that Sean Marks is working with Kevin Durant because he apparently wants to go to Phoenix or Miami. Ain't that kind of odd that the teams that Kevin Durant wants to get traded to were the number one seeds this past season in the East and the West? Ain't that some stuff? If I am Brooklyn Nets, I ain't doing it. And all the free KD t-shirts and posters and hashtags wouldn't change my mind one damn bit. Because like I said, I don't have a problem with player empowerment. What I have a problem with is not sticking to your word, not honoring your contract, okay? Not wanting to get paid more to play less, taking advantage of the game, cheating the game. Now, Kevin Durant has not cheated the game. I'm not getting him confused with Kyrie Irving or Ben Simmons or James Harden. No, I can't even really say James Harden is cheating. He just quits on his team. But I'm not saying that he cheats the game. But as far as your word, you sign that deal, okay? And now that all of those distractions, everything that was an issue for the past couple of years is over and done with, you could at least give one season just to see what happens. Just to see what happens, because you think you'd be in a better situation if you team up with CP3 now, because they're not trading Devin Booker. And on the Miami side, they're not trading Bam Adebayo, not long as Ben Simmons is on the team. You think you'd be putting yourself in a better situation? You really wouldn't be. Your best situation is actually where you're at. Okay, if Ben Simmons comes back, one thing he is an elite defensive player. You have shooters to go with yourself and Kyrie, Patty Mills, Seth Curry, Joe Harris. Bro, what is the deal? Like, I mean, I can't, because one thing that has become abundantly clear to me about Kevin Durant, he is not a leader. He's a follower. He's a supreme basketball player, arguably the best in the world. I had him being the best in the world. I think Giannis has overtaken him. But one thing about KD, he is not a leader. He is clearly a follower. And that is a problem when you are when you have such God-given gifts, I mean, to me, he's better than LeBron. At least, well, obviously a better scorer. To me, he's better than, clear he's better than Kyrie Irving. Like I said, I think he's outside of Giannis, KD's the best. But he does not have that mentality, and that bodes as a serious problem. Now, on to Mr. Kyrie Irving. What did I say last Monday? I said if I was Kyrie, I would opt in, play for a year, and then ball out, show that you're fully committed, and then see where the chips fall in that offseason. If Kyrie comes in, now this whole play 60, 65 games, that's bullshit. That's just the standards of today's NBA players being so low is sickening. But if Kyrie Irving came and gave you max effort and balled out with the wizard that he is on the basketball court, I'm pretty sure somebody would give him max dollars. Even if it's not 5 years, I guarantee you a team would offer him $400 million. That's still $50 a season. I guarantee that. But it's like, what to do now? And all of the talks are, oh, well, Kyrie's trying to get to the Los Angeles Lakers. He's trying to play with LeBron. What do the Lakers have that the Nets want? I mean, if I'm Rob Pelinka and I'm trying to acquire Kyrie Irving to reunite him with LeBron, I'm going to sit here and think, what can I offer the Brooklyn Nets that they would even want? I wonder how that would turn out. Well, next season coming up for the Lakers, we need to do something, and I think I have a great idea. Maybe we can reunite LeBron James with Kyrie Irving. I know we'll have to make some moves, but if I can just get Sean Marks on the phone, I'll definitely make a deal with him. So I have him on speed dial, so let me just go ahead and give him a quick call. I'm sure he'll pick up. He's a businessman. Let's see. What are we looking at?
Hello?
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 Hey, Sean Marks. Yeah. Rob Pelinka. How you doing today?
Oh, hey, Rob. How you doing? I'm
pretty good.
Doing pretty well. I've been a little stressed out lately.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you've heard.
Oh, absolutely. I've heard.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what you're going through.
Oh, my goodness.
Boy, that Kevin Durant business is really something. It really is.
I mean, you just never know. I mean, what can you do about this? What can you do with these fucking athletes? I mean, I swear, they think they run the league. So,
oh, don't they?
I mean, I guess if I were a betting man, you're probably calling to see what would you have to do to get Kevin Durant.
Well, actually, no, that's not why I'm calling, Sean. I know you got a little bit of a Kyrie Irving problem going over there. We're trying to see what we could possibly do to acquire him. If Kevin Durant is if you guys are gonna trade him, I'm pretty sure you want to get rid of Kyrie. You probably definitely want to get rid of Kyrie.
You're talking about a Kyrie Irving problem. I mean, you're talking about the head of the snake. I mean, trust me, we've made our phone calls, we've done our due diligence,
I
but
bet.
nobody wants to get in bed, so to speak, with this guy. But what are you talking? I mean, I know you guys draft picks are kind of tied up, and all of your assets are tied up.
Yeah.
So, what do you think you could do about Kyrie Irving, of us getting Kyrie Irving to you?
Well, what we would do is we would definitely have to work out a trade, but I think a trade could be beneficial to both of us, Sean. So what we'll have to do is we'll start off by trading you Russell Westbrook and... Hello? Hello? Well, damn it. Must be a bad connection. That's okay. I'll just call him back. Pretty sure it was just an honest mistake. All right.
Hello?
Hey, Sean, we got disconnected.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. It happens, but
Just a reaction.
Anyway, what I was getting at was, again, that we can definitely come up to an agreement where this would work out for everybody in general.
Okay.
And like I said, we would start off by trading you Russell Westbrook, and God damn it, what is going on here? I mean, what the hell is going on here? Goodness gracious. Let me call him back. I think I see what's going on here.
Hello?
Sean, that's twice.
I don't know why that keeps happening.
Oh, really?
That is just the damnedest thing.
Okay.
I definitely apologize.
Okay, well, I just want to get my deal out on the table, and then we can work from there. Is that all right?
That is perfectly fine.
Okay. So as I was saying, the trade that we could make. So what we could do is
Okay.
we could trade you Talon Horton Tucker.
Okay.
We could trade you THT. We could also trade you the 2027 draft capital, first-round draft capital, and any draft capital we are to acquire between now and then.
Okay.
And also, we'll trade you Russell Westbrook. I see what's going on here. Okay. I'll give him a piece of my goddamn mind. You don't spit in my face and tell me it's raining. Pick up the phone, damn it.
Hello.
Hey, Sean.
What?
Fuck you. I swear, sometimes I crack my damn self up. I'm just saying, I would find that to be an interesting conversation. And look, for all I know, by the time next season starts up, Kyrie Irving could very well be a Laker. But I don't think the Nets taking Russell Westbrook or even Anthony Davis is something that they would be interested in. I could see the Nets rather taking Anthony Davis to play with Kyrie in Brooklyn, but that's a whole nother story. But I mean, it's crazy because when you talk of this is one of the all-time failures in the history of sports. I mean, and what I've heard is people have brought up the 04 Lakers and the 2013 Lakers with a good reason. But here's the difference. Both of those seasons, 2004, 2013, those failed experiments by the Los Angeles Lakers lasted for just one season. And at least the 04 Lakers got to the finals and were favored to win the finals. Remember, the 04 Lakers was the team that added Karl Malone and Gary Payton to go along with Shaq and Kobe. They at least got to the finals. This has been a 3-year cluster bleep by the Brooklyn Nets, met with wishful thinking and ultimate disappointment. So I just wonder how that's going to be handled going forward. But again, I've already given you guys my stance as far as if I was the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, what I would do. There's no way in hell that I'm trading Kevin Durant, and he's going to, I would at least, unless he said, okay, I'll give you this year. Unless he says, okay, I'll be all in for this season. Then I would see what we're working with, and if it doesn't work and he gives us all, okay, then I would accommodate him. But if you just say, nope, I want to be traded, just like that, nah, bruh, I don't think so. And that's just been the beginning of the free agent frenzy that is known as the NBA. The New Orleans Pelicans, they've done a deal with Zion, and he's another one where I wouldn't give Zion no max extension because he can't stay healthy and he needs to stay in shape. The New York Knicks signed Jalen Brunson to a $100 million contract. If the Knicks see that as a savior, you see why the Knicks have been pretty irrelevant for the last 20 years. You got Bradley Beal staying put, getting that bag. Now see, Bradley Beal's a different situation. See, he's 28 years old. He just signed for the Supermax over $250 million. He'll probably play for the Wizards 2 more seasons and then request a trade. See, a situation like Bradley Beal, I can understand that because he has given his heart and soul his entire career to that organization that just can't get right. And I'm not mad at him for staying loyal, 1, getting that money, 2, and then now when you get in your 30s and, you're a great player, but the only thing you're missing is that championship hardware, that's a different situation. That's a very different situation. But he went on ahead and got that bag. Ja Morant signed a rookie extension. He went on ahead and got that bag. And it's just been money getting thrown any and everywhere, all around the NBA since free agency started on Thursday. And it's just been crazy. But like I said, the bombshell that really thwarted everything that made the NBA world stop was Kevin Durant saying, I want out. And now you guys already know what time it is. I I got my homeboy, got my man on the line, my homeboy Tony, who's joining me for this special Sunday edition of Sports Plus Life. What up, bro?
What is good? What is good?
This free agent frenzy. I opened up when I started talking about sports. I said the NBA trying to be on this NFL stuff with the craziness with the free agency. So what did you think about Kevin Durant asking for a trade?
I'm not surprised. Kevin Durant, I mean, it's not just him. So I'm not going to just pick on him, man. I'll say most of the people. It's rare that guys nowadays have any loyalty in terms of these teams anymore, and they're mercenaries, and Kevin Durant is no different. He's a mercenary. So rather than stick it out, tough time, that he proved his mettle in Oklahoma, that he doesn't have that mettle. It's that chasing the winner thing, and I don't know that he's going to end up in any better position, but it's just sad that these dudes' competitive spirit is so doggone weak in the NBA now that it's all about, if I can't do it in a couple years and can't get all my friends together to do it, then I quit. And it's that I quit thing that's the difference between a lot of players from yester and the players today. To me, it's a rare player today that doesn't have I quit.
Well, this is what I said before we got on the line. I said if I was the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, I would grow a pair. I would give Kevin Durant two options. Option one, you give me all you got this season, because now with everything that's happened over the past 3 years, between the James Harden disaster, Ben Simmons getting traded and never playing a game, now he should be healthy. Kyrie's coming back for another year. We've read up with Patty Mills. And Claxton. Joe Harris is coming back. You still got Seth Curry. If you give me your all for this one season, because we never even saw what KD, Kyrie, and Ben Simmons could look like on the court. I said, you do that and it doesn't work out, I'll compensate you, trade you anywhere you want to go. If not, if you want to get traded, then guess what? Come back and play basketball in 2028 when your contract's up. You'll be about 38 years old. I just wish that these owners would grow a pair.
Well, I mean, you have to try to understand Kyrie, because if you don't, then Kevin Durant's feelings is hurt. Man, you're right. That's really what it boils down to. It's always kind of boiled down. Nigga, you signed the contract, play the contract.
Exactly.
Play the contract, or I'll trade you somewhere, and you won't have to be here. But you're not gonna tell me where I'm gonna trade you. I'm paying you. Okay, I'm paying you cash money. You don't get to get the money and decide how you want to play, when you want to play, where you want to play. It's out of hand with that. It's out of hand with that. And they better get a rap on it. That's all I say. Because then you'll have middling scrub level dudes telling you what they're gonna play for and when they ain't gonna play, and that'll just be it. It'll be a revolving door of dudes saying signing 5-year contracts but only staying 1 year.
And that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. This is supposed to be the first year of KD's 4-year deal that he signed last year. Now, I gave a different scenario. Like, okay, Bradley Beal just signed for the super max with Washington, right?
Yep.
I suspect that after year 2, he'll probably ask for a trade if Washington hasn't done anything to improve itself. I said that's a different situation because Bradley Beal has given his entire career to Washington.
That is correct. Dame Lillard is in a similar situation.
Yep.
Guys, I feel like if you give, 10 years with a franchise and you have not been successful, then you do have a right to explore other options without getting clapbacks, because you tried.
Right,
and
exactly.
If you were on the court playing, not like Zion Williamson not playing, then expecting to get max, which is ridiculous.
Max.
If you've been playing and you've been that main dude like Dame and like Bill have, well, no matter what you think of them as players, chokers, whatever, man, them dudes balled. They played. And they didn't, just collect the check, on a franchise, an underachieving franchise. They were the daggone franchise. It's any level of success those franchises had, it was due to either one of them dudes.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. It has definitely gotten ridiculous, and I mean, because here's the crazy thing about it. is that the day before KD said he wanted to be a free agent, everybody was applauding the Brooklyn Nets front office because they put their foot in the ground about Kyrie, and they called Kyrie's bluff, and eventually Kyrie said, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and opt in, put out the tweet, see you in the fall, and everybody was saying, the Brooklyn Nets stood their ground and blah, 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 and then everything flipped upside down when KD said, I want to trade. They could do the same thing.
Pretty much.
Because if I'm the owner, I'm telling Sean Marks, get the hell off the phone with Miami, get the hell off the phone with Phoenix. He ain't going nowhere. And that's the thing about it. If the owner came out and said, I'm not trading him, there's nothing he could do about it. There's literally nothing he could do about it.
Right.
If he decides not to play, that's on him. But there's nothing he can do about it for a whole nother 4 seasons. And like I said, I don't have anything against player empowerment. The problem I have is with players cheating the game and not being about your word.
KD is too old. He's too old to play that game of sitting out anymore.
Exactly.
He doesn't have them years. He doesn't have that time to sit out to say, I demand a trade. He doesn't.
And it just doesn't make sense to me because I'm like, my goodness gracious. Okay, we knew his first year in Brooklyn he wasn't going to be there because of the ACL. Okay, fine. The next season, even though it was post-COVID, that was the year that they got the most production, even with bringing James Harden in. They were a big toe away from going to the conference finals, and who knows what would have happened then. This year was nothing but it turned into a big old cluster bleep once Kevin Durant got hurt. All of that, and the New York mandate, all of that stuff is behind you now. James Harden is gone. Ben Simmons hasn't played a game with you, but again, the hell with Ben Simmons. You got Kyrie back for another year. You read up on Patty Mills. You read up on Claxton. You got Joe Harris coming back, Seth Curry, blase. Before Kevin Durant said that he wanted to be traded, Brooklyn was the betting favorite to come out of the East. So, and now you want to bounce? Come on, man. I mean, like you said, the competitive nature, and then not just bounce. You want to pick the 2 teams that were the number 1 seed in the East and West as your destination.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That front runner mentality.
And for all of that,
I can only play for a winner because I'm not a winner.
and the thing about it is, okay, if that's what you were going to do, then why the hell did you leave Golden State?
Pretty much. And now, the latest rumor I saw, something about Golden State may be interested in acquiring him back.
Yeah, to me, that's a joke.
Yeah.
To me, that's a joke. If they did, and they didn't have to give up any of their core 3, yeah, they would win another championship, maybe win another 2. But to me, that would be weak of Golden State because you just proved, unless it's like, okay, KD, see, you learned your lesson. We can win without you. Come on back. I mean, that would be a joke, but it would be a funny joke. But Golden State, they don't need him. Why the hell would they get rid of Andrew Wiggins, who's 7 years younger, and who just proved his stock value as being the number 1 overall pick by probably being the runner-up as far as Finals MVP is concerned? Why would you do that to bring back Kevin Durant? Now, don't get me wrong, KD is that dude, but if you're in the position of Golden State, hell no. For what?
I know this. If I'm the position of Brooklyn and you want to go Golden State wants you. Oh, all them little assets they done stocked up and all that, yeah, they coming my way. All of them. Not some, not a few, not what you decide you want to keep enough to keep that championship thing. No, you're going to give us value, otherwise, no. Nope.
I seriously doubt.
What they would Gobert was acquired for, KD is worth more than that. So why, come on now.
I seriously doubt that the Warriors are going to trade for Kevin Durant.
I do too.
I don't think it's worth it.
And if Kevin Durant thinks he could bully his way there and make them take less in a trade, again, that's where that grow a pair thing comes in. Just let him sit. Let him sit until he comes to his senses. Let him sit.
Yeah, I would. That's why I constantly say I could not be an owner, because I don't have a problem with player empowerment, But I have a problem with players not keeping their word and cheating the game.
Yeah.
And Kevin Durant was never on that list until he requested this trade because it's not like he had a player option for this next coming up season. This is the first year of a brand new contract you decided to sign. And I'm pretty sure that somebody in his camp or maybe his agent said, yeah, you can sign this 4-year deal. If you want to get traded, we'll force our way out. And, you know, like I said, if I'm the Nets owner, grow a pair.
Right. Yep.
Grow a pair. All the free KD hashtags wouldn't make a damn bit of difference to me. Because you have everything you need this coming up season. I would, like, if he played this season and it didn't work out, fine. I would compensate you. Fine. Because you at least gave it a go with us fully loaded. But you can't even give him that? Nah, bruh. And people keep saying, well, it's because they didn't sign Kyrie Irving to the max why this happened. Who the fuck cares? Kyrie doesn't deserve a max. He hasn't been reliable.
Nope.
I mean, put your owner's hat on. If you are owning a business and you have an employee that barely comes to work and you're amazed that you haven't even fired this person yet, are you going to give this person a raise? Come on.
Nope, but they'll say it anyway.
Come on. Like, let's talk some sense. Like, that makes it was because they didn't sign Kyrie and put your business hat on. And I keep on hearing, well, what are the chances that KD and Kyrie get traded in a package deal? None.
Nope.
None. Because there'll be people to say, yeah, I'll take KD. I ain't going to fuck with him. I ain't going to mess with the other dude. Nobody outside the Lakers. And that's because we're desperate.
Right. And in the big picture, you know, that theory of Kyrie for Westbrook, I mean, does anybody really care in the big picture? But, I mean, I don't know that I even make that if I'm Brooklyn.
Dude, it's funny you say that because when this is done and I send it to you, I did a skit about the notion of Kyrie for Westbrook. I guarantee you'll find it funny. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. I did it right before I called you. I guarantee you'll find it funny. But, I mean, yeah, it's ridiculous. But off KD and Kyrie, I meant to mention about the Gobert trade. Do you think Minnesota gave up too much? I do.
I do. I do as well. That Twin Tower model, I get where they're saying, but you gave up a lot of wing depth there.
Yeah.
Twin Tower, and you're assuming Cat can play that 4 position, which, dude, I don't know. But I wouldn't have done that. I just wouldn't have done that.
I wouldn't have gave up 4 number 1 picks.
Yeah, them picks, I just, no.
For a 30-year-old center, I could see if he was, 24, 25. For a 31-year-old center who's about one good collision away from his knees popping, I wouldn't. And then you gave up. I wouldn't. The dude that they drafted, I thought was a good Kessler. I thought was a good fit for them. And you gave up Pat Bev, and you gave up Vanderbilt. Like they gave up. Like Utah got a king's ransom for Rudy Gobert. I could see if it was Donovan Mitchell, but they gave up a king's ransom for Gobert.
I would not have done that. There's no way. There's no way I make that move.
Yeah.
And I like Gobert.
I like him too.
He's not worth that.
No, he's not. I like him too. To me, he's the best defensive center in basketball by far. But that, nah. Like that's all for what they gave up, you better be getting back Shaq.
Yeah, exactly.
For real. I mean, that's just that. When I saw that trade, I was like, huh? I was like, they gave up all that for him? You gave up a lot of wings. You gave up a lot of assets. You gave up your team. You gave up the leader of your team. Because make no mistake about it, Beverly was the leader of that team. Okay, I get it. You didn't give up Russell. You didn't give up Ant. You didn't give up Cat. But you gutted your depth.
Yeah. I cannot argue that. Like, it's nonsensical to me. I don't see the upside to it. Yeah, I mean, now you have hella size. So
Yeah, you have hella size.
If you're only playing the Bucks or somebody, then yeah, you seemingly in a good position. But what about them small ball teams? Who is going to defend those stretch forwards?
Cat. That's what they've done. I mean, that's obviously what they're banking on. That's obviously because you gave up Beasley, you gave up Vanderbilt, you gave up Pat Bev, you gave up your draft, you gave up the dude you just drafted, Kessler, who was a perfect fit for that team. I mean, they must have showed Karl Anthony Towns that commercial he was in when he was playing the fantasy basketball player and said, "You better get to work." I don't get it. I don't. Not all of that for Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, no.
I can see if you were trading him for 30-year-old Shaq, because 30-year-old Shaq was at the top of his game. But 30-year-old Rudy Gobert? Oh, no. No. And for an experiment that I give at best works for maybe a year. If they stay healthy, yeah, the Timberwolves would be formidable. They would be formidable. But still, you gutted your depth. And you gave up 4 number 1 picks.
Yeah. Now I will say this. I will say this about those number 1 picks. It comes with the caveat that okay, they were up and coming. Okay, I foresee them. They should be at least what they were last year. Okay, I'm talking about without barring anything else, they should be at least be where they were last year. Those picks, the value of those picks might be overrated. But if they underachieve, then yeah, that looks completely different. There's no upside to that. There's no way you could sell that as a good trade if they underachieve. But if they are at least a playoff team, it's still overpay for Gobert because at the same, it's still all those picks, but those picks values will be, 20, 22, that type of stuff.
Well,
and yeah, you can get a good player at that, but at the end of the day, yeah. Now, the age factored in and this, that, and the other, I get with that with Gobert. And I even say younger, it still depends on where you end up getting those picks as to whether or not it was a really, really bad trade or just a bad trade.
Well, isn't it amazing how the motto of the Los Angeles Rams of the NFL, the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, has filtered into the NBA? And by that, I mean, fuck them draft picks.
No, I wouldn't say that because you've had trades like this, multiple number 1 picks for surrounding a star, what is perceived a star player. Gobert is not that, but we've seen that, with other players. So it's not like the NBA don't make trades like that. They do.
He's not a star. Well, he's an all-star. I put it that way. He's an all-star. He's a defensive anchor. He's one of the best defensive centers we've ever seen. I won't take that away from him, but like we both agree on, I ain't giving all that up for him. That's all I'm saying. And now, as a Bulls fan, what do you think about getting Drummond?
I think he'll be a good backup center. I mean, he is what he is. He can, and depending on what team you play, he can be effective. He's a bum slayer. So when you're playing bad teams, he'll have really, really good numbers. He didn't perform in the playoffs last year, but
nobody from Brooklyn did.
Yeah, but that's true too. But at this point, he'll be a backup center to Vucevic.
I hate that for him because it's not like he's turning himself into some damn journeyman. Like, Andre Drummond's 29 years old. He's been a multiple
I get it. I get what you're saying, but by position, he's going to be a back. He's not a 4. He can't play the 4. Vooch can't play the 4. I get that. He maybe could have, but no one was offering him a starting job.
I mean, that's just crazy because I could see if it was like Boogie Cousins where you had back-to-back devastating injuries and athleticism wasn't your game anyway. I understand that. But that's not the case for the big Panguizi. I mean, he's settling for backup center jobs after he settled for being a backup center the year after he made his second or third All-Star team. Now for you guys, I think it's a great fit. I actually do. Depth, big man, everything that you said that y'all was missing last year as far as a body. But for him in general, I'm like, dude, you're better than that. Like, you're better than a backup center. But
I saw a thing with Donovan where I don't know how they see this, but I mean, I guess if you can play Cat and Gobert together, they're talking about maybe in spots playing those two dudes together.
Well, if you're going to do that, then that's a different story. Because in effect, what you will be doing is actually, even though Vucevic is the bigger guy, you would effectively be moving him to the 4 because he has an outside game. He can stretch.
Right.
And Drummond would be the 5. Now, if they do that, okay, I get it. And to me, that would be strictly for Giannis because of the team that put them out.
Right. Or Embiid. Or
Embiid. Yeah. Or Embiid. Right. Or Embiid. That's right. That's true. Another big time move, Brogdon to Boston, and Boston pretty much gave up nothing.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. Like Brogdon had, that's his going rate. Then why wasn't every team in the league? Like, just because, even if you were solid at that position, if you can get him for that, you just get him.
I mean, Lord, when I saw that, I said, what the because Brogdon is a borderline all-star. And he can run point, he can run two-way, he can be a wing. I saw that, and I saw what they gave up for him, and it was like a bag of chips. I was like, damn. Like, you got to pencil Boston. Now, I'm not going to say pencil them into the finals, but, I mean, I've already made my prediction for next year. I think it's going to be Golden State and Milwaukee. But damn, that move in Boston, they didn't have to give up Horford or nothing like that. Daniel Tice, man, so what? You bought him back, but you didn't really use him. But they stole. That's a steal.
Yeah,
that's a steal. And I love Brogdon because he from VA. He went to UVA, and but that's that. I mean, I have a Boston fan who's a friend of mine at work, and he said you might want to start rooting for us. I said, man, hell no. I said, my Lakers pride won't let me do that. But I did say this. That was a hell of a steal. Because Boston is firmly entrenched in the game. All this talk about you may want to trade Jaylen Brown for KD, they ain't going to do that. They're not.
I wouldn't do that either. Well, you run it back with Brogdon and see what you got.
Because one thing is you got better on defense.
Yeah.
And Brogdon is a better point. If you want to run Brogdon at point, he's a better point guard than Marcus Smart. He's a better point guard and a better shooter than Marcus Smart. So, the Boston kept themselves firmly in the game. Now, okay, so let's say worst come to worst. Let's say Kevin Durant does get traded. Who do you think he goes to?
Side note, you did see we signed Dragic too, right?
Oh, no, I didn't. Y'all signed Goran Dragic? I didn't know that.
Yeah, we did.
That's good.
It's good for, like, way down the end of the bench.
He's not going to be way down end of the bench. I guarantee you that.
He's behind. Look who he's behind.
He'll be behind Lonzo.
Yeah, no, he's a little bit further behind than that.
I guarantee you he'll steal minutes from anybody else.
We'll see.
I guarantee you. Even if it's just 15, 20 minutes a game, he'll get it. That's a good pickup. That's a very good pickup. Now you got Dragic and Drummond. Now the Bulls low-key making some noise because now they got depth. Now, what's going to happen now? Okay, before I get to any of the KD question, what's happening with LaVine?
LaVine signed. He got a new 5-year deal.
Oh, okay. When did that happen? Yesterday?
Yeah, he got the max, yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, okay. So all right. So you riding with LaVine, Lonzo, DeMar. And now you got some depth. You got Caruso coming back. So, okay. So what should I expect from your Chicago Bulls if healthy?
I honestly, again, we got some size. We got, like you said, it was all we had depth anyway. The injuries just killed us, but now we got more depth.
That's why I said if healthy, what do you expect?
But I still think it all hinges on the development of Patrick Williams, because that 4 spot is that question. The 4 spot is that question, and by getting Drummond, that doesn't answer the 4 spot. You can play him and Boots together, but for real, you need that stretch 4, that athletic 4 that Patrick Williams is. So if he takes a step forward and he stays healthy, then and everybody's healthy, I think that we're good. I think we are in that competitive range. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that we legitimately compete with other teams that are fully healthy because they got continuity. Yeah, they're the favorites. But at the end of the day, we're not going. I don't think fully healthy. I don't think we would be easy out.
Well, during an 82-game season, you develop continuity. You just have to play together. So I mean, I didn't know about the Dragic thing. So the Bulls definitely look like a formidable foe. I mean, there's one team that everybody keeps talking about that's going to be up and coming on the rise. That is the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, they got young. They got a lot of good young players.
They got young and skilled.
Yeah.
I'm going to be looking out for them. Because I've heard a lot of people talking about watch out for Detroit. If not this year, within the next 2 to 3 years, that the Pistons are coming. So, okay, that's cool. Now, what I was saying is, if worse come to worse and KD gets traded again, let me go on the record. If I'm the Nets owner, I'm saying, shit. But if he was to get traded, who do you think he gets traded to?
I don't know. Honestly, I couldn't even call it because I don't know how many teams would love. I know a lot of teams would maybe love to have KD. I don't know how many would really want to deal with this, like this. Eventually, if he's not happy, here you are in this same position the Nets are in. I don't know. And at his age, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think that everybody knows that healthy, he can be what he can be. But at the end of the day, when you look around the league at some of these teams that that have nice young pieces, do you give those pieces up for a couple years? You gut yourself for a couple years of KD. There's not many teams that can afford to gut themselves to give up those assets that the Nets would want, and then at the same time provide a competitive situation where KD say, "Yep, I'll be traded there," and that he wouldn't stay there a season and demand to be traded from that place.
Well, the only thing I'll say is that this is the first time that we've heard this from Kevin Durant. Yes, he left Oklahoma City. Yes, he left Golden State, but he was a free agent. It means he was free to do whatever the hell he wanted to do. This is the first time in his 16-year career, well, 15-year career, he's going into year 16, that he's ever asked to be traded. This is why this is such a big bombshell. Because if there was one thing that you could say about the two of the top 5 players in the league, about KD and LeBron, is that no matter how much maybe Clutch pulls strings and this, that, and the third, and we all know Clutch is, well, we all think Clutch is run by LeBron, but KD and LeBron always did things via free agency. So if there's, what I've heard with Kevin Durant is Phoenix is the most preferred spot. I'm with you when you say front runner, because I said this before we got on the line, and I said this while we were on the line.
That's the thing. They want Booker.
No, they can't. They can't get Booker. They can't. They cannot get Booker because Booker just signed the Supermax extension. They can't. Devin Booker is untradeable. They cannot get Booker.
So what is it that Phoenix could legitimately put together while keeping the core together that Kevin Durant would want to go there? What is it that they could give them?
The most that they could give him is Ayton, Bridges, Cam Johnson.
I thought Ayton was a free agent, not.
No, he's a restricted free agent.
Restricted. Okay, restricted. All
so
right.
That means you could do a sign and trade with Ayton. You could throw in Mikal Bridges. You could throw in Cam Johnson, even Jay Crowder, and draft picks. That's what I've been hearing. But Devin Booker, and this isn't assumption. No, this is factual. Devin Booker is untradeable. It's a reason why they can't. This and it's for and I mean because of he just signed a supermax. Just like if he were to get traded to Miami, you cannot get Bam Adebayo in the trade because Ben Simmons is still on the team for some loophole rule that the NBA has. And rookie contracts and trade. I guess, I don't know, because Ben Simmons hadn't seen the floor for Brooklyn, but if they were to trade him to Miami, you couldn't throw in Bam in the trade. So what I told you with Phoenix is what I'm hearing. Ayton sign and trade, Bridges, Cam Johnson, possibly Jay Crowder, draft picks. Miami, you're maybe looking at Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Kyle Lowry.
So gutting your team, basically. So gutting your team for KD.
In a nutshell.
36.
And mind you, Miami's already lost PJ Tucker. He signed with He signed with Philly.
I'm not gutting my team for KD. I'm not. I'm already competitive. I'm already a playoff team. I don't need KD service. I don't need to hit a reset. That's hitting the reset button in both cases. Yeah, Phoenix went out embarrassingly, but with KD, you think you still can't go out embarrassingly if you gut that team? You may not even be. They were the number one seed.
Yep.
You understand? You talking about you bring KD there, you might be the number 7 seed.
I'm okay. All right, I'm not gonna go that far.
In the West, I'm gonna go that far.
I wouldn't say 7. I would say 4, maybe 5. And the only reason why I'm not, because 7 is playing. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that on a team with Chris Paul, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker. I'm just not gonna say that. But I would say maybe 4 or 5 because you got the Warriors. They're the champs. The Nuggets will come back healthy. The Clippers are gonna come back healthy. So I look at stuff like that. I'm looking at Utah as a team who's probably gonna miss the playoffs next year. So that's why I'm not. That's why I'm not saying. I'm not gonna go as far as 7 in playing status. But I get what you're saying. You're gutting your depth. You're talking about Mikal Bridges, who was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. Ayton, who is one of the better sitters in the league. Jay Crowder, who's a good wing, a good 3-and-D guy. Cam Johnson, same thing, good 3-and-D guy. Draft picks. No, I get it. But I ain't gonna give him that type of a fall. I'll put more respect on Chris Paul's name than that.
Yeah.
And now, if it was KD and Devin Booker, I'd be like, okay, you may be on to something. But I'll put more respect on Chris Paul's name than to have them at a 7 seed. Just like I'll put more respect on Jimmy Butler's name than to have Miami as fallen to a 7 seed.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't gut my team. I'm sorry. I would not gut my team for Kevin Durant. Yes, as Phoenix, I'd be embarrassed, but I'm going to say run it back. I'm going to say run it back with some tweaks before I gut my team for Kevin Durant.
They're making it clear, though, to Ayton that they ain't invested in paying him the type of money he want to be paid.
That is clear. And then even trading him to the Nets have to be willing to say, we're willing to pay him that money. It all hinges on that, too.
They would have to. Because think about this. Now this could be a scenario. This could be a scenario. I just want you to think about this for a second. Say that trade with Phoenix happens. You damn right Ayton's gonna want the money because Brooklyn would still be a decent team because, mind you, what if you make that trade but you keep Kyrie? And Kyrie, for all intents and purposes, this season coming up, no matter where he plays at, is is pretty much playing for his career.
Man, that dude don't care. That dude don't care. He could be playing for his career. That dude is ambivalent. He'll still sit and tell you about the flat world. He don't care. Kyrie is so, Kyrie is I don't know what he is, but the point is, man, the dude don't care. And so you're taking a chance on him no matter where he goes. You're taking a chance that dude could decide he want to retire and move to a cave in Tibet and chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo for the rest of his life.
I'm weak.
You don't know what that dude is going to do. He's such a random-ass dude. He's a weird cat. And those kind of people, man, in real life, you can't depend on them. So why would you depend on just you paying them millions of dollars?
I can't argue with that. I really can't. And to me, that shows how desperate my Los Angeles Lakers are, who would even want to deal with that situation, other than the fact that his game is better than Russell Westbrook's. But if I'm Brooklyn and I'm not going to trade you Russ for Kyrie straight up swap. Again, listen to my skit. You'd have to throw Anthony Davis in there.
This is true.
But then with Anthony Davis, he doesn't play for different reasons. Not for reasons of Kyrie, but his check engine light is on all the time.
Exactly. This is a different NBA, bro. This is a different NBA.
It really is, man.
These sets are different breeds. They're kind of, and it's not everybody. I don't want to indict everybody, but this is a different kind of NBA. And the way these dudes are and the way the money is flying around, and these agents are behind the scenes and in front of the scenes controlling stuff, openly manipulating stuff. The owners, you got to take back control and sow some balls. Otherwise, like I said, you're going to have middling dudes sitting here demanding this, that, and the other, and I want to be traded here, or I'm not going to play, and, it's just going to get out of control.
Well, again, the Brooklyn Nets could make this a whole lot easier if the owner just said, I'm not trading him anywhere, and guess what? There's not a damn thing that he can do about it. If the owner doubles down and says, there's not a deal that any of these other teams in the world could offer me, and there's nothing that Kevin Durant can do, I'm not trading him. I mean, and that would be that. That'd be that. But have you heard any let me get to football. Have you heard the outcome of Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, I did. All those settlements?
No, I'm talking about as far as the disciplinary hearing.
Oh, I think I read. So what did he ultimately get?
I don't know. I haven't heard nothing. Like, I haven't heard anything. That's why I was asking you.
No, I really haven't.
Because I know that the disciplinary hearing was Tuesday. And they were like, 2 days ago? They were saying, well, they've wrapped up. I didn't know it was going to be a 3-day process. And I'm trying to look something up now because generally I know this stuff off the top of my head. It still doesn't say. Okay, I guess they tried to suspend him for a year. I guess the NFL, if that's the case, then that doesn't surprise anybody.
No, I think that's what we anticipated, right?
Yeah. I don't know. So what do you think Baker Mayfield should do?
Well, honestly, they've already indicated they're not going to try to accommodate him. If he officially gets the year, Baker, play the year. Play your ball out, dude, and put them in a position, or put yourself in a position where you can call your shot. Put yourself in that position. That's the best that Baker Mayfield can do at this point. If they're going to hold him hostage, they're going to hold him hostage. And they're not going to move him. Now, obviously, with him facing the year, so Baker, all you can do is make the best of that year. Show people that they were wrong about you and that you can lead that team to the playoffs. You go in there, and even if you don't advance too far into the playoffs, you go in there and win a playoff game, your reputation is turned around. Your reputation is turned around, and there'll be suitors for you. And that'll just be it.
And that's pretty much the way that I seen it. Like, me and my cousin did a Sports Plus Life Talking ish, on Tuesday, because we were both interested in seeing about the Deshaun Watson thing. But this is what I told him. I said, if you're Baker Mayfield, don't let your pride get in the way. Play ball. Be a professional. Play ball. Ball out. Try to win the Super Bowl. That's what I would try to do, because you still have a very talented roster. And if you win a playoff game, if you win two playoff games, at the time of elimination or at the time of Super Bowl championship, I would walk across the field with my ass hanging out, telling the Cleveland Browns to kiss it. Because again, you change the whole narrative if you be a professional. That's the issue. They don't want to be professionals. They want to be in their feelings.
Yeah. This is true. I cannot disagree.
Yeah.
Baker, just play. That's all I can tell you. Just play. Everything else will take care of itself. Just play.
Just play and go home to your fine ass wife. So, okay, now, we didn't touch on this last week, my ignorance, because I didn't mention it, but like I said earlier, my aunt was on talking about the whole thing that the Supreme Court did, and Roe versus Wade. So, what are your thoughts on that decision?
Look, you've never watched Handmaid's Tale, right?
No.
But you've heard about it.
Yes.
Yeah, this world where, due to a virus, births slowed down, and the government, the United States government, was overthrown by basically a group of right-wing crazies that were never for pro-choice, and decided we're going to dictate how women give birth. They're going to be bred and give birth so that we can rejuvenate the United States of America. That's kind of where we are. It's heading that direction. And then my thing is, next, based on that clown show, that coon clown that is called Clarence Thomas, which, you know, I think they need to kind of take him out the equation and go ahead and prosecute his wife. Give him something else to think about. Because he's spending too much time, because this Negro will have voting rights. Oh, black people, voting rights gone. Interracial marriage gone. Same-sex marriage gone. And then what kind of world what's next? You're going to make slavery legal again? Steven?
What did you just call Clarence Thomas?
Steven. I called him Stinger Master. Who is this nigga on this nag?
No, did you call him a coon clown?
Yes, he is.
That's a new one.
You know, he is. He's pathetic. And it's a number of them, but he's one of the biggest ones. You know, I mean, it's heading in that direction, bro. That dude is Steven. And it's these far-right crazies. And for real, I've been saying this, the Democrats are being far too nice. And Liz Cheney sees it coming. Okay, she's one of the old school leftover Republicans. Whether you like her politics or not, that chick got some big-ass balls. Because she's calling it like she's saying it, and she's saying to the Justice Department, you can prosecute a former president, and you need to. All this can go away. All of this chicanery and all this other stuff can go away if you just put your foot down. Prosecute them people, get some of these crazy sycophants out of the government, and then you can pass the laws and reinstate the laws that they've, tore down during the Trump administration, reinstate the rights of everybody, because this country is naturally heading in a certain direction anyway. It's a progressive country, and the Republicans have been saying that quiet part out loud. If voting is fair, we would never win an election again, because the Democrats outnumber. Most people are progressive here, and the country's demographic is starting to shift dramatically through immigration and through just simple breeding. White people are not making enough babies anymore. So by default, everything else will take care of itself if we literally don't allow them to strip us of rights. But in order to do that, you have to kind of exercise a certain level of ruthlessness back at them. You've been trying to take rights away. Well, how about we do this to show you how that goes if it's flipped back on you? That's all you got to do. If you prosecute the crimes that's in front of you, all of that will take care of itself. So you don't have to set nobody up. They set themselves up by trying to overthrow a government. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Joe Biden doesn't have to make a personal phone call and say, do this or do that for me like Trump did. If people just simply do their jobs and stop worrying about the political appearance of things, do your job. That's it.
I said this earlier when the show first started today, and I hope you go back and listen to it. I said life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is getting trickier by the day. I think it's awful. And, what you say also makes a lot of sense. And I hope you go back and listen to what my aunt said, because I wanted a woman's point of view from this as well. And I'm going to be honest with you, bro. If I was to ever be so blessed as to hit the lottery, I would honestly consider, and I'm not even talking about for 400, 500 million. If I hit the lottery for $1 million, maybe even 500,000, I would seriously consider leaving this country.
Yeah.
Just because the road that we're taking steps backwards. And these are uncharted backward steps. I mean, women should feel like second-class citizens right now. I don't get it. But okay. So I wanted that to kind of be your parting shot because we didn't discuss that, and it was deep as usual. So this special episode, bro, of course I had to have you on there, but I appreciate you. What you got planned for tomorrow?
Nothing. This is not my Independence Day. That's their Independence Day. So to the extent that my wife's going to cook something, I'm going to eat something. But other than that, I'll let them dudes run around and national anthem and salute the flag and look at the fireworks and all that stuff. Don't mean nothing to me.
I'm DJing, making me some money.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I was you.
Yeah, I'm DJing, making me some money.
Use it as an opportunity to profit, just like Walmart was trying to use Juneteenth to profit, right?
You damn right. You damn Skippy. But anyway, I'm going to get at you, bro. I'm going to get at you soon.
Okay. All right, man.
All right.
Easy.
Yes, sir. All right, man. My man, Tony, bringing the knowledge as always. But, yeah, these were conversations that definitely needed to be had outside of the sports topic. But with that being said, folks, where the buzzer, where the buzzer, where the buzzer. Oh, man. To end off on a lighter note, I just got wind of a new Beavis and Butthead movie that came out on June 23rd. Now, being the Beavis and Butthead fan that I am, how the hell could this slip my grasp for over a week? But as soon as I found out, and yeah, Kia told me last night while I was eating dinner, she called me on the phone and said, oh yeah, you know this Beavis and Butthead movie, new Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe? I was like, what? I said, oh, hell no. I was like, oh, yes, this is exactly what we need in this world, what we need in this country. A movie so stupid that it is absolutely hilarious. And yes, I stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning. I was watching this UFC event really because it was on pay-per-view and I wanted to check out the old FS. But I watched that Beavis and Butthead movie, and there were a couple of times I about fell off my couch laughing just because it is so dumb. It was hilarious.
That was really cool.
It just had the simple-minded humor and all of the female jokes and all of the sound effects like that. I mean, it was absolutely hilarious. I mean, it's just something that if you just need to laugh, and even if you just need to laugh at something stupid, Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. Yes, it's on Paramount Plus. Look at that free publicity that I'm giving Paramount Plus, but it's all good. But anyway, before I go, I definitely want to encourage everybody to hit that subscription button and become part of the Sports Plus Life family, as well as the Brandon Brevon Towns YouTube family, all under the same umbrella. All your boy, Brandon Brevon Towns, a.k.a. DJ Braveezy. And again, like I said at the beginning of the show, I will say this at the end. 4th of July, Cookout Day, they shooting fireworks off now. They shooting fireworks off in my neighborhood now. Make smart life decisions, people. That's all I want everybody to do. I want everybody to wake up on July 5th in a place where they can leave freely. It's your boy, Brandon Brevon Towns. This is Sports Plus Life. I'm out this. Peace. Love you guys.